What's going on, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man card guy here. This video is going to be a little bit different. I know that a lot of people are having trouble finding any retail product at their Target and Walmart locally. So I figured I'd give a few tips on some things that you might be able to do to hopefully increase your chances of being able to hit something. Um, you know, every place is a little bit different. So take what I say and hopefully it works for you. But if it doesn't, don't get too angry. Overall, I have had the most luck at Target and Walmart. I know that there's some other stores out there, your Party Cities or your Barnes and Noble, Dollar Trees, things like that. We don't have Meyer out here, but um, I think that there's a few things that you can do to increase your chances. And the number one thing is talk to people. Ask around. If you see, fellow card enthusiasts and card hunters at the store, talk to them, make some friends, see if they might give you a little info or tips for some of the local stores around you. But more importantly, talk to the employees at your Target, talk to the employees at your Walmart. Granted, Walmart employees really don't give a crap. You will get next to no info, in my experience, from Walmart employees. They are going about their business, doing their job, and they really don't care about card hunters and hobby guys like me and you when it comes to finding cards. It is what it is. But Target seems to be a little bit more helpful depending on who you're asking, and it's all comes down to people. There's helpful people. There's people that are not so helpful. Some people are going to give you truthful answers, and some people are going to give you some BS just to get you out of their face and out of the store. So I would say that the more people you talk to at Target, the better. And then you can decide for yourself what info is useful, what is not, and make your own educated guess here. But at Target, what you're going to want to do, like I said, is talk to some of the employees. And certain employees are more knowledgeable about this stuff than others. Some Targets have the cards at the front of the store, and some of them have them in the back of the store. So if the cards are at the front of the store, you're probably going to want to ask the security guards. The security guards, I know, it sounds crazy, but the security guards have eyes on everything. They know when people are coming in and out. And if you catch the right one, you make a friendly conversation. You just be real with them. Let them know, hey, I'm having trouble finding any product. Can you let me know when the vendor, might show up? They're not going to tell you because the vendor always, they don't know, they do not know when the vendor's going to come. They might know what day they usually come, but they're not going to give you a time or anything like that. But again, ask the security guards what their thoughts are. Something like, if you were me, what would you do in my position? I'm looking for cards for my kid or myself, and I just have had no luck. Can you help me out? Point me in the right direction. Let me know, when I might have a good chance. And hopefully they'll tell you. And if they don't get angry because it's not their job to tell you. Their job is to make sure no one's stealing and keeping the store safe. But security guards are very knowledgeable and they're very approachable as well. So I would say, especially if the cards are in the front of the store, talk to the security guards. You also might want to talk to what they call every store is different, but the front end manager. The front end manager during the daytime, the daytime shift especially, will probably know, what day the vendor usually comes in. But the problem is the vendors, they switch up their schedules because a lot of stores, they've got 10, 15 people waiting around for the cards to show up. And, the vendors don't like it, and maybe they go at different times or different days just to throw people off, which I don't blame them. But talk to the front end manager, see if they might be able to help you. And again, be friendly, just ask, hey, been having trouble. What do you think I should do? Can you give me a little bit of advice? And hopefully they'll help you. And again, if they don't get angry, thank them, move on. But if the cards are in the back of the store, usually they're over by electronics, where they keep them. And so ask some of the employees back there because they're working back there all day long. They probably notice when the vendor is there. They might not know exactly the time, but they can probably tell you a day, especially if their schedules are pretty consistent. Say, yeah, I always see him on Wednesdays or Thursdays or whatever it is. But talk to some of the people in electronics. They're always in that section, whereas some of the other employees are always stocking shelves in different sections, and they might not see him or have that consistent, interaction with them where they're like, oh, there's the vendor again this week. So talk to the people in electronics. Again, same kind of questions and see what they say. And then probably most importantly, and maybe you're not feel comfortable doing this, but ask for the receiver. Now, the receiver is the person in charge of the back of the target, where everything goes, getting everything organized so that the workers can stock the shelves. But they're also the ones that take in the deliveries. Now, how Target works is they usually get deliveries from Excel or MJ Holdings almost every day, Monday through Friday, Saturday. Sundays are probably not a delivery day, but every single day for the most part, or at least every other day, they are going to get a shipment of 1 or 2 boxes. Any employee that tells you that the vendor brings the boxes with them or anything like that, they're either lying or they just don't know. So just disregard that. But every single day, they are going to get shipments received, and the receiver, who works normally Monday through Friday on a consistent 40-hour-a-week schedule, they will know all about that. They're going to know, they know what it is. They put it in a certain place and get it ready for the vendor when they do come in. So ask them, hey, can you, again, being very friendly, try to build some rapport with them, and just ask them if they might be able to help you out and give you a little bit of advice on when it would be a good time or day or time to come in. If they're nice and helpful, maybe they'll tell you. And if they, again, keep in mind they probably get asked this multiple times a day, and they might be sick of it. So that's why it's really important to be nice to them and just be a person. Ask around and ask them if they can help you out. And if they do, be very grateful and all that stuff. But the receiver is one of the most important people in the Target store, because they know when everything comes in, where it's going, and hopefully they will be able to tell you, when the vendor's going to come in. Now, the bad side of all this stuff is sometimes Target employees, because they work at the store, they're able to get to that product before the vendor gets there. So sometimes the boxes are already opened, or they have a punch hole through them, or they're just completely opened. Sometimes it's employees. Sometimes it's even managers. Sometimes the receiver themselves is into cards and they want to get a taste of it. But so you just gotta, be lucky, try different stores, and use your best judgment on where is going to be the best chance for you to be able to get lucky and get some cards. Now with Walmart, usually it's pretty consistent. Usually the vendor comes in once or twice a week on the same day for the most part. Maybe it's stocked already before the store even opens, and it's just a first come, first serve basis where you just got to be there at the store opening at 7:00 and walk over to the card section, and it's already stocked, and hopefully you can get some. Normally there's people that are already there waiting in line, depending on where you're at. So if you see people that are collecting cards waiting in line, and as you're talking to them before the store opens, again, make some friends. Talk to them. Hey, where have you been getting lucky? Some of them will tell you. Some of them won't, because they don't want they don't want the competition, and they don't want people to, take away cards that were, going to be going to them if you didn't show up. So a lot of times the Walmart will already have it stocked before the store even opens, and you just got to get there early. Be the first in line, or the first, 3 or 4, and you should be able to get some. Other times Walmart stocks during the day, because the vendors got multiple stores they gotta stock, and they'll do one in the morning and then on to the next one and then the next one. So you just gotta kind of, again, use your best judgment and educated guess on when they are going to be stocking. Ask around to the employees if you can. They probably won't help you, but Walmart usually will have everything stocked up right there in the morning, so that the first people that walk in can go get some and be on their way. it's I know it's difficult, it's hard, but and it's a lot harder than it used to be. But it is what it is. There's a lot more people in the hobby that want this stuff. People are out of jobs, and maybe it's helping them put food on the table and paying their rent. So to each their own. I don't judge, but I will say that you got to put in the work. You got to put in the effort, and don't complain. It is what it is, and complaining about not getting any, and when you walk in to your Walmart or Target at 3 o'clock and there's no cards, you just gotta put in a little bit more work and try and figure out when the vendor's going to be there, because as soon as the vendor gets there, there's probably going to be one or two or three people that are there, or at least within 15-20 minutes someone's going to walk by that collects cards and notice that the vendor's there and be there, and if there's not limits, they're going to take it all. And again, it is what it is. But nowadays, it seems like Targets and Walmarts are changing things to make it a little bit more fair. They're putting limits on the number of items that you can get, or the number of, you can get one or two of each SKU, or two or three total. Every place is a little bit different. So again, goes back to asking the employees, how does it work? And they'll tell you, especially when it comes to limits and stuff like that. But normally there's a sign. But yeah, it's all about asking people, making friends, building rapport, building relationships, especially if you're going to the same store over and over and they know your face. You go in there week after week and you're like, hey man, I just haven't been able to get lucky. Hopefully after a while they'll help you out. They're all people at the end of the day, and it's all about just being nice, building a rapport. But the security guards, the receiver in the back, you got to ask for them, because they're not going to be out on the floor. You're just going to have to say, go in the back. Someone's walking back there and just say, hey, can I talk to the receiver for a minute? I've got a couple questions. And they'll come out. It might take a couple minutes, but they'll come out and talk to you for a couple minutes, and don't waste too much of their time. But just ask around. And I think after 1 or 2 or 3 weeks of you going in and asking these questions, and you should be able to figure out when the vendor's going to be there, or at least the day. So, but a lot of times it just comes down to luck and hustle. So you might have to go to a couple different stores, or give yourself the best chance with a couple different options, a couple of Targets, a couple of Walmarts, if you have multiples in your area. Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to kind of give you guys a video on how to get cards in this day and age, because I know it's difficult, but it is possible. I'm living proof of it. It is absolutely possible. And I know when you have a job and 9 to 5 and you're not able to get there in the morning or during the day, it can be frustrating. I get it. But again, asking people and explaining to them as a person, like, hey, I work 8 to 5. I can't be waiting out here in the morning. I can't come on a Tuesday, at 11 o'clock to get cards. Is there any way that, you can go in the back and grab a couple boxes for me? It's happened. It's happened to me. I've, back when I was first starting to do this, I have gotten lucky, and they will go in the back and check and sometimes bring out a couple boxes for you. It's all about the person, and if they have the power to be able to do that without getting in trouble. So, your managers, your receiver, they have the power to be able to kind of do that kind of thing. If you do work and you're not able to get there, and you explain to them the situation, and they'll feel for you, I think, especially if they see you week after week and you tell them what's going on. So but yeah, I wanted to put this video out there to the YouTube community, because I know it's tough, and but hopefully, I wish you best of luck. If you like this content, if you like some of this info that I'm putting out there, please feel free to subscribe and like. I really appreciate the support. I do some breaks, and I'm probably going to do more videos like this about my investment strategy and what I'm doing with sports cards, and from a short-term and long-term standpoint. Probably do some videos of me going into Target and Walmart and showing some video of the shelf and some commentary. And I don't want to get the vendor on video or anything like that, because it's just not cool. But anyway, really appreciate you guys watching the video. I know it's a little bit long, but wanted to get my 2 cents on some things that you can do to give yourself the best possible chance to be able to get some sports cards, because we all love it. We all love opening. We all love getting the big cards and just having fun. That's what, at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. So thank you so much, guys. This is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man card guy here. Really appreciate you.